That's right, Noah. Just last night, Iowa women's basketball defended their home winning streak as they took on Princeton. They dominated the court with a final score of 77-75 in overtime.
This was a tough one for the Hawks, who overcame a 13-point deficit in the second quarter. They pulled it together at half, making for an exciting game.
The Hawks led the game going into the final minutes with a victory looking secured, but Princeton's sophomore guard Julia Cunningham made that buzzer-beating three to end regulation, tied at 67s.
The Hawks went down 6 points right away in overtime, but a three from Mackenzie Meyer would bring Iowa momentum they needed to outscore Princeton in the last 2 minutes. Iowa would go on to win this one 77-75.
This team was focused and kept believing, and I'm just so proud of them. I thought we did a great job on the boards. We held them at 20% rebounds offensively. We had a really nice third quarter coming out of the locker room. So great job by these women. They're amazing to me.
That was just a big momentum boost, and obviously this is a big win for us after a loss on Sunday. So I think it's just going to give us more momentum when we're in Puerto Rico and have 3 games in 4 days. We're all looking forward to the trip, so I think it's a really big win going into next week.
Like Meyer said, you can catch the Hawks flying south of the border for the Puerto Rico Classico tournament, where they will take on Cincinnati, Towson, and Washington starting November 27th.
This week in Hawkeye football feels a little bittersweet. We are still celebrating Iowa football's big upset against Minnesota this last weekend, but sadly, this Saturday's game against Illinois will be Iowa's last home game of the season.
And the last time in Kinnick for the seniors. Here's what senior offensive lineman Levi Paulson had to say about saying goodbye.
And spoilers, it's a tearjerker.
As a Hawkeye, from the moment you walk in here, you hear all about these stories about leaving the jersey in a better place and what that means. At first, it's kind of not really understandable or fathomable. You can't really understand what leaving the jersey in a better place is, you know. But as myself, Levi Paulson, number 66, I've owned that jersey for 4 or 5 years now. And at the end of the day, you just hope that once everything's all said and done, once our season's over, the 2018-2019 or 2019-2020 season, once it's over, you just hope that the next person to take the reins of number 66 does exactly what they're supposed to do, and that's leaving it in a better place.
Sheesh, man, is it getting dusty in here or what?
We'll have more from Levi and the rest of the seniors on tomorrow's pregame show as we look at Iowa's matchup with Illinois.
On a happier note, though, Iowa basketball isn't going anywhere. Although Hawkeye football may be wrapping up, basketball is just getting started.
The men's team hosts North Florida tonight in Carver in a preliminary game for the Las Vegas Invitational.
Head coach Fran McCaffrey gave his thoughts about tonight's matchup.
Very good team, veteran club, 4 senior starters. Probably the top team in that league preseason. Really good point guard. They got multiple shooters. I think they made 21, but they shot 47. That's a big number. So they're going to shoot a lot of threes. Mixed defense as well. Compete. Matt's been there a while, and we played him a few years ago. Very good game here with them. So we know the quality of team that we're playing.
Tonight's game tips off at 6 p.m. here at Carver. Well, that is all we have for you today in sports.
We'll make sure to tune in tomorrow for our last home game preview against Iowa football taking on Illinois.
Back to you at the desk, Noah.